Our first movie tonight, B movie.
Yes, the man, the meme, the legend.
Yeah. I actually kind of remember when this movie came out in theaters. I think I was in college, and I remember at the time thinking that it looked really silly, and then having watched it, I'm like, yeah, it's really silly and it's really stupid.
Yeah, and it's like stupid to a degree where it wraps around and is almost like surreal genius, or at least that's what some people seem to treat it like.
Yeah, because the memes are aplenty with this movie.
Right, and I had never seen it before. I knew the broad strokes thanks to people reviewing it over the years.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it other than Jerry Seinfeld was the voice of the bee.
As I recall from when this came out, he had been inspired by the worries about bees disappearing at the time. And so he kind of wanted to make a movie that kind of tackled that. Although I recall a reviewer at the time pointed out that he's kind of providing shade for cover for the different industries that could be responsible for it. It's like, no, the bees are fine. They're just on strike.
Yeah. Yeah. So this movie is a DreamWorks animated movie. I want to say obviously it's like I think. Well, when did Despicable Me?
2007, I want to say. Let's see. I linked the 2007. I linked the IMDb for you in our private chat.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah. So 2007. Obviously, I think there had been at least 2 Shrek movies before this, and it's basically. So Jerry Seinfeld voices Barry B. Benson, and he's a recent graduate of the bee school, which of course the lifespan of bees being the way they are, that was like 4 days. Which the whole opening sequence, by the way, and you didn't, and I didn't realize it until you pointed it out to me that it's Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up routine.
Yeah. So I am a bit of a nerd when it comes to biology, and I've been on a bit of an entomology kick lately. So him coming in with a bunch of half-formed facts about bees that were supposed to be the basis of jokes, it was kind of a bad move on his part.
No.
So there's a lot of weird sexual deviancy in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because this is the DreamWorks CGI movie about ants about social insects that was in fact not starring what's his name who did Annie Hall.
Woody Allen.
Yeah. Also, it's weird that they tried the same trick twice, basically, considering that while I like ants quite a bit, it didn't do that well in release.
Yeah, because everybody went to go see Bug's Life.
Right. That the origin of ants, as I recall, was literally somebody who was pissed off at Disney Pixar, jumped to DreamWorks and brought the idea for an insect-based movie with him.
Yeah. I believe it was Katzenberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg. But this movie with this, so Barry, he graduates, and of course, in this bee society, they have to pick a job, and that's the job they do for the rest of their lives. And Barry's like, "What? Really? I don't want to do that."
Yeah, which is okay. First off, fun little bee fact: the jobs that bees do actually do change up over the course of their lives. So that premise is kind of actually not accurate.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to be. I'm just going to get it all out of the way right now. So here are things that the movie hangs jokes on that aren't actually accurate, and I would have expected him to be aware of it. If he really had been on a deep dive of bee research like he was implying at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. One is that they keep joking that well, first off, all of the bee workers are females, so at best he should be like the queen's gigolo. But I get it. You kind of have to. You're not going to have him portray a drone.
Yeah.
It's an acceptable break, but they keep making the joke that all the women in the bee colony are their cousins. Technically, they would be half siblings or full siblings.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned before I think you mentioned it when we were talking about it, and messaging about it, that like they were talking about dating like other insects.
Yeah, like they run into a mosquito later, played by Chris Rock, who I guess he was just like very friendly, on very good terms with DreamWorks.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man, all the mosquito girls want to trade up, go for a dragonfly or a moth."
Yeah. And
they made reference to Barry's uncle or grandfather having an illicit affair with a cricket.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is I noticed that, and I don't know if you've ever seen The Graduate.
I have not.
Okay, so they were actually spoofing that movie in a few scenes, especially like the scene when he's in the pool full of honey. His parents are talking to him. That's from The Graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, and the whole thing where he doesn't know what he wants to do. That was also from the movie. And there's a guy in that movie who tells Dustin Hoffman's character plastics. He's just like, oh, okay. But yeah, so but what Barry really wants to do though is he wants to be one of the bees that leaves the hive so that they can pollinate the flowers and gather up the nectar for the honey. So one day he goes out and then he gets caught in a rainstorm, or he gets stuck to a tennis ball because they think it's a flower.
Right. Which, okay, I kind of liked that scene. Credit where it's due, especially for 2007 CGI. The flying scenes were all really well done.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
The motion felt right. They had a lot of fun with the perspective of giant things next to normal size or next to tiny things. I kind of wonder if they reused some of that technology with the giant woman when they made Monsters vs. Aliens a couple years later.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
I actually double checked because I couldn't recall when the 3D boom was. I don't. It was like the original Avatar came out in 2009, I believe. So this predated that.
Yeah. I want to say it was around there. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I kept thinking to myself, this looks so much like it was made for 3D, but I don't know that it got a 3D release.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, like, and it's also kind of accurate too. Like, because I've watched tennis matches where a bee will land on a tennis ball, and one of the tennis players are like, "I'm not touching that."
Yeah, I also wonder if it could have happened to Seinfeld himself.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. So then Barry gets caught away from the rest of the bees, and he ends up on a windowsill or next to an apartment with a couple. The woman is her name is Vanessa, and she's voiced by Renee Zellweger. And then and her boyfriend Ken, who's voiced by Patrick Warburton. For those of you who don't know, Patrick Warburton, he's been around for a long time, but he played Putty, who is Elaine's on-again, off-again boyfriend on Seinfeld. So I think it looks like Jerry was casting a lot of his friends in this movie.
Well, also this was the phase of CGI movies where I swear it's like there was a law somewhere that if you made a CGI movie, Patrick Warburton got a part in it.
Yeah. Well, he's got a great voice, and he can do.
Oh yeah, no. Oh my God.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
yeah.
I will say that Renee herself, not so much of a voice actress, unfortunately.
No.
Kind of sounded a bit stilted. And this is no knock against her. Voice acting is a different skill set than acting, because, a regular actor can enhance what they're saying with their physicality, but unless you have like a top team of animators really working their hearts out, you just can't get that with voice acting.
Yeah. But yeah, so like so Vanessa kind of takes takes kind of takes a liking to him. Takes a shine to him, yeah, because he, she keeps him from getting squished, and then of course, and then they develop this very strange relationship. Yeah,
and he breaks the one rule of beedom: you don't talk to humans.
Yes, yeah,
because apparently all bees can speak English, or perhaps some can speak Spanish, because early on in the early on when they're doing the tour of the hive, they do have a message spoken in Spanish after a message in English.
Yeah, which is kind of, I think they were parodying Disney in that, because if you've ever been to Disney World, like when you go on a ride or anything like that, they'll say something in English, an instruction in English, like, please keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the tram at all times, and then they'll say it in Spanish.
Yep.
But
excuse me.
That's all right. Yeah, and yeah, so it's a little, yeah, that the lore of this wasn't really fleshed out very well, amongst a lot of other things that weren't fleshed out in this movie.
Right, like how the world works.
Yeah. But as Barry is out exploring the world, he finds out that humans have been, producing honey and using, having bee farms and bee colonies to to make honey. And Barry gets very, very angry about this, and decides to sue the human race,
which is a choice.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the humor in this is very celebrity based. It's very stream of consciousness, stand up based, which is part of why I think that a lot of it doesn't necessarily hold well together. Because, like, okay, like I think an average bee will live like maybe a month or so. Excuse me. And they kind of play into that early on because it's like 3 days for elementary school, 3 days for high school. They took a day to wander the hive, really find himself, and then went to bee college for 3 days.
Yeah.
But it seems like he is not acting like somebody whose life is going to be over in a couple of weeks.
No, he's acting like it's, he's going to be going along for a very, very long time. Yeah, and he doesn't have a whole lot of fear flying around outside either.
No, he got over whatever nervousness he might have had really quick.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess he didn't really have a whole lot of fear. It was his buddy who had a lot of fear.
Yeah, Adam, who was voiced by Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, which I didn't recognize him at the time, but it makes sense in retrospect.
Yeah.
But the rest of so like I think with this basic setup, there is an interesting idea here of like, what if the bees sued humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But from there, it turns into this fever dream.
Yeah. Yeah, because suing mankind and winning doesn't go well. Actually, doesn't go the way that Barry was hoping it would, because they have too much honey, and so they don't have to make any more honey, and then the bees don't fly around and pollinate all the plants, and so all the plants start wilting and dying, and including the flowers.
Which is not how pollination works. Like, even remotely. Like, there would be more time than they are presenting before you actually ran into a problem if bees stopped pollinating for a bit. Because, like, trees don't shrivel up and die when they aren't pollinated, like they were showing.
Yeah.
That does occur to me. I'm like, we're being a little bit literal about, like, this, what things don't work that way. But honestly, if, like, you're trying to make a movie out of, like, the plight of bees, I would think that it would help your cause to be a bit more accurate.
Yeah, especially with it being a movie centered at kids, that you want them to be a little more, more knowledgeable of what it is that the problems that bees are having. Yeah,
Right. And again, like, the base, and of course the all the court scenes are just complete nonsense. Like, not a
yeah.
single hint of any sort of legal procedure.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, you had the lawyer who was voiced by John Goodman doing his best Southern accent.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Yeah.
God has declared that man can use the honey of the earth any way he pleases.
Yeah. And I don't know if you recognize the voice of the judge.
No, I did not.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah?
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I was looking at having, like, the Ray Liotta Special Reserve honey, and so he showed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then the whole thing with the bee Larry King.
Right.
He's like, they have a Larry King and they just like you.
Yeah, he's like an old man, wears a sweater just like that, does the news, has those little lights in the background just like you.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the better bits in the movie.
Yeah, there was. Yeah. Well, there was a if you could find it on YouTube, there's actually a viral video of when Seinfeld went on Larry King. I think it was after his show ended, and Larry King was saying something like, "Well, your show got canceled." He's like, "What? It didn't get canceled. It ended. We were on for 9 years. It was the #1 show." But yeah, this movie was it was not great.
It is like, it's leaning into absurdity in a way that just doesn't work. You described it as like dad humor, all the lines, because, like, there's a lot of bee puns.
Yeah.
And mostly they do not land.
No. Yeah. I don't get the appeal of this movie.
Oh, we didn't even get into how his weird relationship with the woman results in him cucking Patrick Warburton's character.
Yeah.
Who's like the only character who's reacting to this talking bee being around and ruining his life the right way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, apparently Seinfeld did apologize for the weird relationship between Barry and Vanessa, saying it's inappropriate for a kids movie.
Yeah. I more or less inappropriate than all of the talk about interspecies bug dating.
Yeah.
It's all kind of weird.
Yeah.
Especially think it's like the grandpa or uncle was saying, like, "Oh, I knew this cricket down in Pasadena. Oh, the things she could do with her legs."
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
Yes.
Also, sidebar, these are bees who never fly outside of New York, and I'm sure that his uncle was not one of the bees who got to leave the colony and harvest honey or harvest pollen.
Yeah.
How would he have gone to Pasadena?
Yeah, I don't know.
Being a bee who lived in New York and never left his colony.
Yeah. Little plot hole there.
That's the thing. It's like it's absurd, and like an absurd movie can really work well, but and you can like violate your own laws and everything, but you got to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with Seinfeld is like his stand-up routines are actually really good, but you get him outside of that, and he's just like, okay,
right. Well, like he also had that bomb Pop-Tart movie last year.
Oh yeah,
on Netflix, and I think he might have been trying for a bit of a grift because he was trying to like, I think there was some like culture war that he was trying to evoke with it.
Yeah,
with the promotion of it, but I don't recall the details.
Yeah, I think it was something. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, because he was very he didn't like what was happening to comedy.
Right.
Being like you can't really say anything. You can't be funny anymore without offending somebody. Yeah.
Right. Which that's accurate and fair enough, but you aren't being funny in general. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like the animators worked really hard. Like some of the models are low polygon, like by modern standards, but the actual artistry in it, like the whole elaborate hive machinery they have there, with like they have like taffy pull things making the honey, working all the time, and like these elaborate crazy machines and tests they're always doing. Like the animators worked hard.
Yeah. No, the
They deserve.
animation. Yeah, the animation's really great. Yeah.
Heck, as I'm looking at this movie poster here, I didn't notice this in the movie itself, but you notice how the back of his leg has those little bristles on them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that real bees have to help them pick or keep the pollen.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
it's like
yeah.
there's a lot of attention to detail here.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, and it's sad that it was wasted on a really bad story.
I can see why it was a meme a few years back to like play B movie. It's like, oh, it's B movie, but every time a character says B, the movie goes twice as fast. Or playing this game, but every single time I die, I have to read another paragraph from the B movie. Like it's just so absurd, and like I think if I had watched this as a kid, I would have been like, I feel like there was up to a certain age, I felt like I had to like things, or like, well, everything's good. Am I the problem here?
Yeah.
I think I would have just been so confused.
I think I would have been too. Yeah. Well, I probably would have thought like, this is dumb. I want to watch Ninja Turtles.
Yes, the superior choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave without giving credit where it was due.
Yeah.